Hello, sweet souls. This is your last reading of the day. We had to take a break and take a nap. Mark and I were so exhausted. So I'm back to do my last reading. We're going to call on St. Michael. St. Michael, please transmute all negative energy to positive. Centered myself with the viewer. We're going to call on the Holy Spirit, angel, saints, spirit guides, and ancestors, and ask for a message for your greater good. We pray for truth and only truth, for the greater good of the beautiful collective. So let's see overall energy. Overall energy. Someone is suffering in silence. They could be getting a lot of downloads. They know they've made the wrong decision with the Four of Cups. They're facing a lot of obstacles and challenges. This is someone that could be planning on trying to communicate with you. Patience and planning, and the Eight of Wands. So that's been coming out quite a bit. So let's just see. The month of July, the month of September, 79 or 97 could be significant. Let's see, for the beautiful collective, what do they need to know? Let's look at the current energy. Current energy. Let's look, and I feel like this came out yesterday, but in the upright. Now it's on the fence, because I think it's the other person they're speaking about. What's the obstacle? What is the obstacle? What is the advice? And the outcome. All right. You are moving on to embrace peace. You're allowing the spiritual realm to guide you away from a certain situation by way of your intuition. Yeah, you've leveled up to the divine femme energy. You're the Empress energy, man or woman. Change is definitely occurring. And I feel like the change is your newfound peace, the peace that you're not willing to compromise for anyone. Definitely not someone with never-ending story that doesn't learn anything new. They just stay trapped repeating same cycles. Current energy, someone cannot relax. They are totally stressed out. We'll have to find out why. The obstacle is your happiness. You're happy. Why would you look back? Why would you turn over and look over your shoulder when you're already happy? That's why it's an obstacle. They advise this person is a clout chaser and a money chaser, and they want you to know if they are looking in your direction, it's because they think that you have more. The outcome, they said, moving on, keep going. It's time for you to go, okay? You've learned whatever this lesson is. There is no need for you to hang around. All right, let's see. Why is this person unable to relax? They're unable to relax because they may have gone to another union. Maybe they chose someone over you. But what happened is they went to this union feeling like it was going to be the end all be all. It was going to be the cat's meow. Everything was going to fall into place. Their life was going to be magical. And instead, their finances are drying up. There's constant fighting and bickering in this family dynamic, marriage, long-term commitment. This is someone that feels like they walk on eggshells around someone, just as you walked on eggshells around this person, which is karma. That's how you learn, through experiencing it. So, yeah, this person's changing their perspective now. Why is the obstacle happy? Well, they're in mental anguish because they're finding out the truth, that you were their happiness. You were their happiness. And it's an obstacle now. Yeah, it's a love bomb or gaslighter, and it's an obstacle because the blockages, they were cheating, lying, and stealing. And that's why you're no longer with this person. That's why it's an obstacle. You may have been their happiness, but they were not yours. All that glitters. This person's clout chasing and money hungry. That's how they live their life. They're very opportunistic. Yeah. This person was a soulmate to you. But this soulmate was very toxic, very low vibrational. They were chasing money, chasing clout because they thought that was going to bring them victory and success. Now they're receiving their karma. Justice is playing out for the things they did. They were immoral. They lacked integrity. They broke spiritual law. They did things against you and others that was a spiritual crime. You can't do the things this person has done in the devil energy for the love of money and expect not to pay consequences. You're gone. They lost the best thing they ever had. They'll never have you in their life again. Yeah, you moved on. You're receiving blessings. You're confident and courageous. You're in your power. You're following your passion, and there is no need for you to look over your shoulder. There is nothing there. Give me one more. Time to go. Give me one more for time to go. Thank you. Yeah, and this person's trapped. Trapped in the mess they created. Trapped in a third-party dynamic. Stressed out. Trapped within their own mind because they're waking up to the fact that you were their happiness. They played themselves when they played you. Because it's over. Death and the world cycle's over. You were their wish come true, and they blew it. To the sea, you're moving on to peace. Newfound peace. The peace you probably never had in your entire life. To the sea. Yeah, you are quietly manifesting a new reality, and you are aligning with what's fated for you. That wheel is turning in your favor. Good luck, fame, fortune, things working out in your favor. And this person that was money hungry, clout chasing, they're in balance, and all they can do is watch you. Watch you in the high priestess energy. They know you're spiritually gifted. They know the things that you have predicted have come true, even though they were first in line to mock you, to ridicule. They know it's true because they can see you're this Queen of Pentacles. You're grounded, you're stable, you're financially secure. All that you predicted would happen, it has happened. You may have told this person, you go to that person for money, and let me tell you what's going to happen. You're going to have nothing, and I'm going to have it all. You've got it all wrong. You're confused. And you were right. You were right. And this person, it's hard for them to stomach the fact that you are gifted and you were right. You predicted everything. They can't relax because they went into some dynamic thinking they were chasing clout and money and good times and celebration, and what they got is no money and a lot of fighting. No stability. Bound to a very toxic union. Yeah, it's like the divine said, you want to be a player? You want to operate in darkness? You want to cheat, lie, steal, chase money? You want to lie and slander a collective? Okay, so we're going to give you what is aligned with that energy. Abandonment, rejection, and financial ruin. That's what they're receiving for their efforts. Yeah, because they had the 10 of Cups with you. And they destroyed it intentionally because they wanted to trade you in for more money. Yeah, now they're going through a tower. Everything is falling apart. That's divine intervention. It's an obstacle that you're happy without them because they know there is no need for you to look in the past. There's nothing there for you. They're waking up to the fact that you were their happiness, but they were not yours. This person's in mental anguish. Because this reality that's coming in for this love bomber gaslighter is you were their happiness and they destroyed it. And the blockages, they were cheating, lying, and stealing. There's no reason for you to entertain this person ever again. You can't trust them. Happy, happy. Yeah, you're healed. And what you're moving on to is victory and success and a true divine union. Everlasting joy and happiness, emotional fulfillment, someone that really will give to you what you deserve. And they know it. They know it. Taking a brand new leap of faith. I absolutely love it. The advice, they said, this person's clout chasing. They're money hungry. They were a soulmate to you, but they were in dark energy. They thought they could throw you away and go to another connection for money, for glamour, whatever it was. They thought they would have victory and success. Instead, they got karma. Karma, and now you see them for who they are, and you don't want them. The devil and the Queen of Swords, you're going to speak your truth, and you're going to let them go. There's nothing there for you. You have no desire to attach yourself to a devil energy. This is superficial. This is somebody that doesn't have the capacity to love or be loyal to anyone. You're gone. Time to go. By you moving on, taking your power back, you're receiving your blessings, following your passion, has this person trapped, stressed out because they know it is over and that cycle is closed. There is nothing that would drive you to want to reconnect with this person. Your life gets better the further away you are from them. They're dark and toxic. They're a dark cloud. They're bad luck because of what they do. They tap into lower vibrational energy. Time to go. Time to go. Yeah, you blocked them and walked away because God inspired you to do so. God inspired you to do so. Thank you for the confirmation. So God was the one guiding you, telling you you need to get away from this person. Because you know what they've done, but there's so much more that God knows that you don't. It was bad. This person definitely was straight up evil. But time to go. Sorry, to the sea. You're embracing this peace, newfound peace, quietly manifesting the life you desire, the life you deserve. That wheel is turning in your favor. Good luck, fame, fortune. Yeah. And someone else is reflecting. They're trapped. The blockages, they're trapped in this marriage that they have no defense for what they did running to this other relationship. But waking up to the fact that you were their soulmate, you were their happiness, knowing that they can do nothing about it now. Now that they've had this newfound awareness or knowledge, there's nothing that can be done but pay the consequences for their actions, which is regret and burdens. Yeah. For what they lost. For greed. Their greed, their desire for wealth caused the ending. So all they can do is watch you look beautiful and handsome, watch you be powerful, following your passion, watch you create something prosperous on your own. This person feels like your loving energy defeated them. Not only your loving energy, but your spiritual gifts defeated them. All right. Let's see what else we get. All right. You know, this person can't relax. They're walking on eggshells now, just like you did at one time, because what they chose for clout, for money, ended up being a nightmare. With no money, a lot of fighting, a lot of arguing. The divine said, you want to be a player? We're going to give you what aligns with player energy. That's abandonment, rejection, financial ruin, and everything falling apart in your reality. And that's what's happening. Yeah, just as this person manipulated you, they're being manipulated in this karmic marriage. They're being treated exactly the way they treated you by the karmic. Now all they want to do is escape. Now all they want to do is have peace. They don't want to have excitement anymore. They don't want this life anymore. Now that it's too late, yeah, they sit in regret. Regret for being a player. Your happiness is what is an obstacle for this person. They're stressed out. They're trapped. Knowing the truth, they were a non-committal love bomber gaslighter. You were their true happiness. But the blockages, they're lying, cheating, and stealing. You finally have peace in your life, moving on, victory and success, finally attracting the love you desire, taking a brand new leap of faith. Yeah. They know that there's no driving force for you, or no way that you would desire to be with them after all they put you through. You know, you have blessings, Ace of Pentacles, and all they can do is watch your blessings come in for you. Yeah, surrounded by drama, chaos, and conflict that they chose. That's the life they chose. The divine gave them what they asked for, even though they didn't realize that's what they were asking for. Yeah. Yeah, this person is stressed out, in fear, mental anguish, sleepless nights. They wanted excitement. They got it. This person's a clout chaser, money hungry, opportunistic energy. They were your soulmate, but they were in devil energy, obsessed with having victory and success. Now they're experiencing their karma, and now you know they're in devil energy. You know the things they've done, and you're not interested. You're going to speak your truth and cut them off. And they know this. They know this. They do. I feel like what's fated to come in for you is this loving partner that is going to give you that emotional fulfillment. They're going to be kind and intuitive. This is a passionate new beginning, a long-term commitment, a marriage that's coming in for you. That's what you deserve, because you operated from a space of love, not greed, not lust. You operated from love. With time to go, you're moving on, receiving your blessings. You're in your power. Someone's stressed out because they know it is over. That cycle's closed. You block them. You walked away because God guided you to do so. Time to go. Again, walking away and then leveling up to the Empress energy, knowing your value and worth, focused on creating, knowing that you deserve way more than you accepted in the past, and you will no longer accept less again. Definitely, you're not going to let this opportunistic energy, you're never going to let them have access to your energy again. Yeah, this player doesn't have a chance. Player don't have a chance. Yeah, they're under judgment. That player is under judgment for choosing a third party from a space of ego. For all that they did to you, they're under judgment. You're moving on to peace, newfound peace, quietly manifesting the life you desire. That wheel is turning in your favor. And your past person, they have no protection, no defense for the things they did to you. They went into another connection for money, for clout, for lust, for whatever, and you were their soulmate. Now they sit in regret, carrying burdens because they can't get you back. Who in their right mind would trust this person? You don't. Yeah. This is a false emperor, a tyrant, a bully, an abuser. And in the high priestess energy, you're well aware of the things this person has done in the background. They want to send you a message. You're not open to receive the message. You don't want to receive a message from this person. Yeah, they don't want it to end, but it's not up to them. Yeah, the 10 swords they put in your back was enough. That was enough closure for you. You don't need their accountability or their apology. That 10 swords they put in your back was the closure. And now you're having victory and success. Remember, this person, they're clout hungry. They're an opportunistic energy. They're going to go with whoever looks like they're winning. You're not competing. And you're not trying to impress this person. You're trying to get as far away from this person as humanly possible and live your best life. This person wants you to be generous with them now. They're delusional. Comes out all the time. This person is delusional. Hold on one second. Let's see what the situation is. We're going to use the situations deck. What is this person's deal? Why do they think they have a right to even be in collective's energy? Because collective is not interested if they're aligning with this reading. Collective is not interested. Holy Spirit, why do we need to know this? Yeah, they chose a third party. It says love affair, dirty, little secret, and down low. This person could be confused about their sexuality. Maybe they're bisexual, and they went to the third party thinking that, you know what, they could be whoever, do whatever with the third party. So they had sexual freedom there. There's been no communication with crickets. It's been silence. Yeah, this is the masculine that fell from grace. They're no divine masculine. Now they're reminiscing, remembering, wanting to return. Why do they want to return? They want to chase. They feel like they have love for you. This is someone that loves money, that loves clout. They don't love from the heart. Yeah. Look, negotiating, bargaining, and begging. Look, there is no negotiations on the table. There is no give me an offer I can't refuse. They could offer you the entire world. You know, you're not interested. There is no bargaining and begging. There is no negotiation. It's not up for discussion. Yeah, this person, they feel like they need to confess. It was the blockage for them about this commitment that's in reverse, that's falling apart. I don't know why they feel like they need to confess it to you, because you really don't care. You're well aware of what's going on. You're well aware of what's happening, and you don't care. Yeah, this person's really triggered. It could be your name, your car. They're triggered about you. Why are they so triggered? Why are they so triggered? Meditation, clearing space, and removing negativity in reverse. They cannot clear out the negative that surrounds them. This is the karmic. This is the karmic friends. There's so much negativity that they cannot clear out of. They can't get out of it. Yeah, they look at you as forbidden love now, because you don't want them, because you see clearly now. You could have a family with this person. Family could be involved. Take what resonates. You could have physically moved to get away from this person. Yeah, the blockage is trash, discarding and throwing out. I feel like they treated you like trash. I feel like they did discard you because they thought something could give them more. Highest high adrenaline rush, yeah. They thought they were going on some great adventure. It was going to be so much fun and excitement, and they were going to, you know, if this is an older person, maybe they went toward a younger person. They thought, oh, this is going to really give them this image, and it's so sick. It's just, I'm sorry. It's sick. Now they're trapped in drama. Nothing was at it as it seems. Focused on you. They feel rage. They're so frustrated. 2 or more people, discussions and planning. I feel like there were multiple people involved. The blockage, offer, proposal, commitment. It's a blockage because you don't want their offer, and they know it. Yeah, look at that. Done. You're done. They could be searching online, looking for info. What you're looking for is unconditional love, genuine, certain love. You're not looking for someone that chases money and fame, that wants to be young again. Yeah. History, past happened is the blockage. You're not going to forget what happened in the past. Not from anger, bitterness, or resentment, but from wisdom, a learning experience that you will never forget. This person may be trying to send you telepathic messages, dreams, or songs. Yeah, lockdown, mental prison, and confined. Yeah, they really feel trapped. They could be having legal issues, or they will in the near future. Yeah, look, they've having this realization that they blocked the Empress energy. They blocked their own Empress energy. Now they're wishing, hoping, praying, yearning. They could have another chance. Not after what you did. Surviving the daily hustle. Yeah, it's all about money, and now they're trapped in a situation for money. This person feels like they can't survive, even though they're miserable. They can't survive without the third party. Again, they want to pop up, but it's a blockage because you don't want them to pop up. You have no interest in this person communicating with you. Yeah, this person feels weighed down. They could feel like they're losing their grip. St. Michael's protecting you from this person. They're not stable. Projected future days, weeks, and months. They're trying to make some sort of plan, but there's a karmic third party in the mix. They have to learn this lesson. tuned in to the internet, connected. They could be trying to get information, devise a plan. There's a pause, a timing factor, because this is what they're trying to do. But like I said, they could promise you the entire world, and it wouldn't make any difference. They crossed the line with you. That line, once you cross it, there's no going back. And they certainly did. These are all coming out on the fence. The other blockage is they don't have a loyal bone in their body. When they were with you, they were out there acting single, hooking up with people behind your back. Deadline, time ran out. They had time to get it right, to be accountable, to make amends, and they didn't. Their ego wouldn't let them. So they've lost you for good. Lost. And now they're emotional. People are gossiping about this person. That divorce is final. They're stressed out. They're in anxiety. They've been pretending, living beyond their means. There could be children involved. This is an avoidant personality, someone that runs from their problems. They don't ever want to be accountable, and they don't want to put in the work to fix any issues, and they certainly don't want to take any blame for the issues. Yeah. You may have cut them off harshly, or at least in their eyes, it was warranted for sure, but they're obsessed. They want to come to some sort of agreement with you in the present moment, but they're in denial. They don't face truth. They have irrational reasoning, and you've ascended. They want to reconcile. Too many people involved and too much proof, and they know it, and now they're crushed. So you let this person learn their lesson, collective. You continue to move forward. You will have that agape love. You will have happiness. You will have abundance because it's here. This is part of this person's lesson in this life. If you were to take them back without them doing any work, without them being accountable, you would be enabling this person to continue with the same dark energy, bad treatment of you and others. I mean, you have to just continue to move forward. You deserve peace. You deserve real divine love. So this is your last reading. I love you guys so much. I hope you have a blessed day. Please share the videos, like, and subscribe, and I will see you for tomorrow's readings. Bye-bye.